Alright, bitches, so we're here for episode 48 of Dragon Ball Super. This episode is called Hope Again. Trunks wakes up in the present. Now, I should state that this hope, it's in all caps with some exclamation marks. So, the point of this word hope is to signify the same message that's written on Trunks' time machine. This was, explored a little bit back in Dragon Ball Z originally. It's how Trunks was able to prove that his time machine and the second time machine that was found that was later, shown to belong to, Cell, who had stolen it, that both time machines were the same because they had the message Hope written on them that was written by future Bulma before Trunks first left in the time machine to meet up with Goku. So the episode opens up, Goku Black has just killed Mai, and Trunks is wondering to himself, should he run or should he try and fight Goku Black? And, he kind of looks over at Capsule Corporation, and he sees that the building is still standing, so he thinks to himself, okay, the building is standing, so that means that Black probably doesn't know about the time machine, or he would have already destroyed it. Now, Black taunts Trunks a little bit, and Trunks, just decides, fuck it, I guess, and he charges Goku Black, and it's Goku, you could see it, Goku Black is, swatting Trunks away like he's a fly, he's laughing, it's hilarious. Now, some of this dialogue by Goku Black is interesting, because he's saying, what a miserable end for, a proud warrior race, and in the last episode he had said, finally, today's the day of your last breath, Saiyan. So, exactly what Goku Black is very unclear at this moment. Now, remember, Goku died in this timeline many, many years ago. So, exactly what Goku Black is right now is very unclear, although he's talking as though he is not a Saiyan, which is something that obviously we can't overlook here. So Goku Black basically eats, future Trunks' lunch here and knocks him into a building. And he charges up this big energy ball and, is about to kill Trunks. And Trunks does this interesting thing where he throws his sword at Goku Black. And, it surprises Black. And the energy ball he has kind of explodes. And I don't know how, but the sword comes back to Trunks. So it kind of works like a boomerang. And then, Trunks quickly fires off, the Masenko Ha, which was taught, Piccolo taught it to Gohan, and now Gohan taught it to Trunks, because Gohan was future Trunks' master. So, Trunks fires off this Masenko, and Black guards it, of course, he completely guards against the attack, but after the light and everything is gone, Trunks has disappeared, and Black gets annoyed and wonders where he is. So then we see Trunks has made it into the Capsule Corporation, and he quickly gets the time capsule, started up. He puts the fuel in, and it shows Black outside, not sure where Trunks is gone. But then after the Capsule Corporation, the time machine lifts up out of Capsule Corporation, Black sees him and says, you're not going to escape in that airplane. So he doesn't know what the time machine is. And then he charges up a move. Now, I saw that this move is called the Dark Kamehameha, which just, I had to pick myself off the ground after Goku Black does this one. But it's just a really almost black, dark, bluish Kamehameha. He shoots it at Trunks and the time machine, but the time machine activates before the Kamehameha destroys it. So Trunks is off to the past. And Goku Black is a little surprised. He's not really sure what happened. And he tries to sense out Trunks' energy, but he's not able to. And he's a little confused by the fact that Trunks just disappeared. Then we see a scene in the present where Trunks, young Trunks, of course. That's why I gotta make sure I always say future Trunks to really differentiate the two. But we see, Trunks of the present with, Emperor Pilaf, Mai, and Shu in what appears to be some school. And Pilaf, does this long explanation for a math problem. And the teacher even says you explained it like an old man. Now, I gotta think, somehow, Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, like they must have accidentally had the dragon turn them into kids or something, right? Like I really wish they would address this, because I'm just very unclear what's going on with these three, because Mai, is Trunks' age, and like we saw future Mai, how, her and Trunks appeared to be like they were probably a thing, but Mai, I mean, Mai is a couple years older than Goku. I think it's safe to say that Mai would be probably around Vegeta's age. Yeah, I think Vegeta's age is probably a safe bet for Mai. So, I mean, that I just do want some clarification on Mai's age. Let me just put it that way. Now, Trunks, his teacher, and Shu, Mai, and Pilaf, I guess they do sort of throw out some dialogue, like Trunks invited them to stay with him, so that, because it seemed like they needed help, and like Trunks holds Mai's hand a little bit, and it's like, oh, setting that up. And Trunks senses something, and then we see that the time machine appears, and, they don't know what it is. And Trunks goes over to it, and he's thinking like maybe it's an alien, and he looks inside and he sees future Trunks, but it doesn't, register anything, because of course, the last time future Trunks was here, present Trunks was just a baby. Now, the teacher notices that it says Capsule Corporation on the side of the time machine, so what they do is they call Bulma, and basically, Trunks explains what happens to Bulma. Bulma sees Hope written on the time machine, and she's like, oh shit, this is Trunks, I know exactly what's going on. And it's funny, because Pilaf, over this and like the next 7 or so minutes of the episode, like Pilaf and them are trying to figure out like who exactly this boy is, like, and the theory they settle on is that this is an illegitimate brother for Trunks, like Vegeta fucked some other girl or whatever. Now, one thing that's also not entirely clear is future Trunks, his hair is most definitely blue. Present Trunks, of course, has purple hair. I get the feeling this is something that's not going to be addressed. I wish it would be for some reason, but it is a good way to differentiate Trunks and Bulma. And I do have to say, I do think I like future Trunks better with the blue hair. It looks very similar to Bulma's hair color, almost the exact same. But Bulma gets Trunks out of the time machine and kind of gets him in like a little bit of a bed or something outside. And she now has a device with which she can contact Whis when, Goku and Vegeta are on the planet. And, she uses this device and talks to Whis, Beerus, Goku, and Vegeta, and informs them that Trunks has arrived, and, she's able to point the device towards Trunks, and they can see that it's Trunks. So what happens is, Vegeta has Trunks, present Trunks with the purple hair, power up as high as he can so that Goku can feel his energy, and they could use the instant transmission to head back to Earth. Now, Beerus and Whis think this could be interesting, so they decide to go along as well. And Trunks powers up. They teleport the instant transmission to the present. Vegeta tells Goku to go over to Korin Tower to get some sensu beans for Trunks, and he does. Then we see a scene of Goku Black powering up in the future, angry that Trunks thinks he can get away, and he says, like, don't you know who I am? And I do have to say, a lot of hate has been given to the voice actor for Goku, the Japanese grandma who voices him. I'm there too, I'm sorry, but, the English voice actor for Goku is between 50 and 100 times better. But thus far, I think she's done a really good job with Goku Black. Obviously, it's only 2 episodes and barely any lines of dialogue, but so far, her voice for Goku Black, I think, has been pretty solid. Now then we get treated to a scene where Yajirobe and Korin are kind of playing like limbo, and, I guess they just want to give a little bit of, light moments in some of these episodes, because it seems like we're going to a really dark place with some of these. But Goku shows up, gets the sensu beans, has some jokes with Yajirobe and Korin, and then he teleports back, and then, Bulma gives a sensu bean to future Trunks, and future Trunks wakes up, and he sees Goku standing there, and Goku's like, hey, Trunks, how are you doing? And, Trunks, obviously in his head, all he could think about is Goku Black murdering his mother, future Bulma, and murdering future Mai, And, Goku and Goku Black look exactly the same. You can't, there's nothing wrong with Trunks doing this. And Trunks immediately, goes in to attack Goku, and Goku easily catches it. And, Trunks calls him a bastard and stuff. And, like, Vegeta, Beerus, Bulma, Goku, everyone is, like, real shocked. And, like, the episode ends there as Trunks attacks Goku. Interestingly enough, in the preview for the next episode, we see Goku and Trunks fighting a little bit. Nothing surprising there. But it shows a shot. It looks like Goku Black has arrived in the present already, which is like, holy shit. Like, we are moving, hyper speed now. Goku Black is already going to get to the present. Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis are all at that spot. So shit is going to get fucking intense.